Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Nufftingz Speaks with your host, Nufftingz. Now, we're doing a different type of video today. I'm going to show you my legit powerhouses, Dynamax, Gigantamax, and Pokemon GO. I do have a Pokemon channel. It's called Nufftingz PokeZone. My long form videos never get no YouTube reach, especially when I talk. I don't know why. I guess that channel is more shorts, like shorts videos. I'll get like 10,000 views, yippee. But long form videos like this don't get nothing. So if you don't mind, if you haven't subscribed to me yet, can you sub to that channel so you can see my Pokemon content? Like I actually have like Pokemon ZA content. I have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet content. Like it's all Pokemon. That's it, nothing else. But let's talk about what's going on in this video. So in my last video, talking Pokemon stuff, when I was talking about charge moves and all that, people were asking me about teams and all that. And I'm gonna tell you, look, I'm not telling you what teams to run because honestly, I feel like us Pokemon players, we should always tinker around and try different things. You know, what works for me might not be what you do. And like, here's the thing about what I was talking about with charge moves. I gotta talk about this real quick. One of the things that people were doing, like it was like one person, honestly, and they would send me like, you know, a copy and paste from Chat GPT giving me the numbers, you know, how much shadow ball, how much time shadow ball takes out when you can do how many shadow claws and whatever. And you know what, man, I don't care. Like whatever happened to the good old days when we play a game and we just feel it, bro. Like, you know, you're playing it. And you know what the other thing too is, people like to show all these numbers, but we're talking about a game that's buggy as hell. Like, I don't, look, man. Like, it's like when people are telling me Glaceon is better than Articuno. You know what? Yeah, he is, or she is, or whatever. But Articuno is still Articuno, and let's be real here. Why are you using an ice attacker anyways? Ice attackers are dookie. They've always been dookie. Only in Gen 1 was an ice attacker good. Blizzard was brutal. It was a strong ass move. Ice attackers are good in Gen 1 and now they're good in the new gen, right? Because of, you know, the snow and all that. You know, powering up their defense by 50%. You know, yeah, okay, but we're talking about Pokemon GO here. Forget about Glaceon. You know, run that Articuno, bro, if you're gonna run Ice. I mean, yes, Glaceon is better, but Articuno looks better. Also, why are you running Ice? Yo, just use Electric, bro, if you're gonna, like, come on. I mean, unless it's like a Garchomp or something, you know, double weakness, but whatever. People are gonna be mad now, but look, just stay with me. Okay, you're gonna look at my team. All right, so number one here, I got this lucky hundo, right? It's, you know, a Latios. Now, this one was actually hilarious because the person that sent it to me named an ambassador. I guess he wants me to be ambassador. I do not use this Pokemon at all. It's just there as to like look good. That's really what it's for. Never use it. Even when it's recommended, I take it out. I never use it. Like I don't even think I Mega Evolved it. Oh yes, I have. Yeah, I'm not doing anything with this, but it's a hundo, you know. And I did get someone say hundos don't matter. A nundo could be the same thing as a hundo. The IVs don't really power up that much. Look, man, that's how I know you a rookie, because most people like the hundo. They like to see this. You see that right there? See that beauty, that redness, that greatness? That's what people want to see. They're not wasting their resources on, you know, on a nundo. You know, people want to power up hundos. Now, okay, so let's go to my Metagross. Now, this guy right here, whoo, damn. I've used this man for everything. And I mean, I just recently gave it Shadow Claws, you can see here. But this Metagross has been my go-to. Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash. This Metagross has done wonders for me. It's a 98%. It hits just like a hundo. I actually compared the two, the Metagross hundo and the Metagross that isn't a hundo, this one, and the CP is like 10. Like they're both level 50. CP is like 10. But anyways, this Dynamax here, I've changed it to Zen Headbutt, but now with Shadow Claw, I'm not changing because I'm not wasting another Elite TM. I'm going to leave it. That's why I hope I can get a Beldum that's actually strong, so I can use that as my steel attacker. Honestly, Metagross is that guy. I would have one that did Zen Headbutt as his fast move and one that did Bullet Punch. I wish I had 3 hundos or 98s. You know what? But you know, like I said, I know you don't need a hundo, but I like my hundos. Leave me alone. All right, so moving on. And you know the shiny's pretty damn sweet too, right? So here's my Raikou. Now, this is, I don't know if this is a hundo. No, it's a 90. Okay. So this guy, I recently got, when did I get this? 2025, what is that, September 21st? So I recently got this guy. I never powered him up because, yeah, I have so many Pokemon, I don't see the point. But Raikou, he's pretty good. I was trying to get, you know, a hundo Dynamax, but, you know, I got a 98, which is good. See, I like these stats. See that right here? Full attack. You know, I like 15, 15, 14. Those are beautiful. All right. This Raikou I haven't done anything with, so I have no stories. But wait, let me go back to Metagross for a second. Yo, this Metagross has done a lot. I got to talk about Metagross here. I'm sorry. This Metagross, and the cool thing about Metagross is that there is no Gigantamax. So once you got the good hundo, sorry, the good Metagross, you don't need to worry about a Gigantamax. I mean, when there's Terras, you know, whatever. But Metagross handled a lot. I used it against Gengars. I used it against Garbodors. Yeah, because, you know, he's real strong against the poison, right? Metagross is a boss. Like, if you, like, there's 2 Pokemon I believe you should have in your account. Number 1, not for Dynamax, is regular. I believe every person should have a Rhyperior. And that Rhyperior needs to know Smackdown and Rock Wrecker. I believe that Rhyperior, a strong Rhyperior is needed on everybody's account. Rhyperior is a god. It'll run through anything. Now, rock types are pretty strong in Pokemon Go anyways, but a Rhyperior will not steer you wrong. It'll destroy grunts. It'll destroy a lot of things. I use my Rhyperior for everything. And mine's a hundo. Yay! But like, you know, if you can get a good Dynamax, you're even better when that comes out, right? Alright, so here's my Rillaboom. So this one is not the Gigantamax. This is a regular one. I got this guy one day when I was just doing a random Grookey. And I got him. He doesn't have his, you know, he has max overgrowth. He doesn't have his Gigantamax move. So this guy isn't the greatest, but I have used him. I would have rather have got the Gigantamax because, like I said, the Dynamax is good, but the Gigantamax is even better. Because what is it that they say? That a Dynamax level 3 is the same power as a Gigantamax 1 for the Dynamax, the Gigantamax move. So, yeah. Anyways, I got Razor Leaf, Grass Knot, Earth Power. You know, some of them I like to run 3 moves. I don't know why. I just feel like I like Earth Power. I don't know why. Like a Garchomp with Earth Power is God. So I like an Earth Power on my guys. But you know, I don't use this guy, so, you know, I'm probably going to change his moves eventually, but I hardly use him. Alright, now we're looking at God. Okay, we're looking at, this is Excadrill. Yo, same thing with Metagross, but Excadrill is brutal, and I really wanted the hundo of this guy. This dude, I don't even use Max Guard, like, at all. But that Max Quake, though? Oh, but now look, I ain't gonna lie, I have switched this guy's moves a lot. I have put Metal Claw on him because Metal Claw is a very fast move. It powers up the charge meter really quick. But yo, Mud Slap and Drill Run. Now, Drill Run and Scorching Sands, you know, you'll have people that say Drill Run is better and other people that say Scorching Sand is better. Honestly, I'm just running Drill Run. I don't see the point in changing it. But this dude right here, yo, I have knocked out poisons. I've used him against, oh my god, like, the amount of battles I've done. I wish that you could see, like, you could just, like, press this and see, like, the amount of battles you win. This guy has done a lot for me. Like, I love Excadrill. He's one of the best Pokemon, Dynamax and Gigantamax. I use them for so much. I couldn't even tell you because there's so much. Like, anything that was weak to Metal Claw, he was my first guy out there. Like, anything that was weak to Steel, he was my dude out there. Anything weak to Ground, he was my dude out there. So he I give him more love than Metagross. Metagross is cute and looks good, but yo, this ground steel Excadrill, a boss. Alright, so now we have Moltres. I put F there because I wanted to have flying attacks. So when Moltres came out, we really didn't have many choices for, you know, flying type moves. You're going to see that I did switch a couple Pokemon for flying type moves, but I enjoyed using this guy against like Caterpie and anything that's weak to flying. Moltres is pretty damn sweet, so I could use there's like with fire Pokemon, like what you would like to use Cinderace or Charizard Gigantamax instead of the Moltres, right? And you know, it's cheaper to power those guys up than Moltres anyways, right? But yeah, like this dude, I gave him flying type moves, and you know, and the good thing about Dynamax is that this max airstream, I can change the fire type anytime I want. I think he does learn Ember, I can't remember, but you can change that wing attack to a fire move, and you'll be fine. But I like this dude. I don't use him that much because there's better options, but I do like this dude. So moving on. Now, this is my Hundo Dynamax Machamp. This guy I got before Gigantamax, and I'm not gonna lie, he's done some work. I actually did do a comparison, and yo, the Gigantamax Machamp just ripped this guy apart when it came to knocking out a Pokemon. A normal type is so weak to these guys, but man, like I like this Dynamax Machamp. He just looks bigger, right? But you know, I do like using him. I've used him a lot. Not as much as the Gigantamax because, like I've said, the Gigantamax is better, right? But this guy, he's a boss. I got him randomly one time leaving a meetup at Square One, and I was in the car, and I just did a max raid, and I got him. So I'm not gonna lie, I like my Hundo. All right, so this is Cinderace, and this was obtained in a trade, and honestly, I just used this guy for when we were knocking out Rillaboom and all that because I didn't have, or for somebody, I can't remember, I didn't have a good fire type Pokemon at the time. Yeah, this guy is not good. I wish I can get back those resources. I would rather waste my resources on something with a higher IV. I know it doesn't matter, we're going to keep saying this, but you know, you don't want to really waste your resources. As you can see, his max flare is at 1. He's got Fire Spin, so he's just one of those guys. Alright, so here we go with my Hundo Charizard Dynamax. So there we go. This guy is pretty damn sweet. And you see, there you go with the Air Slash. I use him as a flying attacker also. Because, you know, I could switch it. Like, remember, these Dynamax, you can switch from Air Slash to whatever fire type fast move he has. I can't remember right now. I did put Blast Burn on him because, you know, that Blast Burn will, you know, deplete some of that health on Gigantamax and whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. I put Dragon Claw on him because that move, you know, if you're going to fight dragons, you can just run that charge move, right? But, usually for the better charge, use Dragon Breath on Charizard. You know what I'm saying? Like, that powers up much quicker. But, yo, this is like, I like my teams to be diverse, as you can see, right? You're learning this right now that, yo, I switch around the moves. All right, so here's Inteleon. Now, is this guy any good? Nope. 14, 14, 14. As you can see, I hardly use this guy too, so he's not even worth talking about. He was actually caught. Oh, I used him for like when I was fighting fire types. Because remember at the beginning, we didn't have that many Dynamax. So you got like Scorbunny and Sobble and all that. So you like powered them up because you needed that. Some people, because I wasn't trying to be carried, I was doing the carrying. I wasn't like, you know, some people would put a Scorbunny in there and hopefully that the other players would have, you know, the better Pokemon. I was powering mine up, so they're just here. They were just there to serve a purpose. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Blissey. Now, is this a Hundo? You know, I think I got a Hundo after. I know my daughter got a Hundo, but Blissey, this one isn't the best one because his attack should have been 14, and his defense should have been 15, and his hit point should have been 15. Yeah, but I never use Blissey because I am more of an attacker. I don't want to sit there and heal. I don't do any of that stuff. I did give him max spirit because I have to use him, but I hardly use Blissey. Like, honestly, I've probably used him 5 times. Or her 5 times. I don't see the point. For me, like, I'm not a healer. Like, sometimes I'll be in a match, and I'll have 3 Blisseys on my team, and nobody heals. And it's like, bro, I'm no. You know, we've had problems when Blissey first came out, well, Chansey first came out, there would be like 4 Blisseys on a team. It's like, bro, we don't need so many. But anyway, you know, that's what happens when you play with randoms. Like, if it's your team and you know who it is, you tell them, like, yo, I need these guys in there, I need you to heal, whatever. But yeah, sometimes when it's randoms, you get 4 Blisseys. Alright, so here is, like I said, this is another one I powered up just so I can beat early stage Pokemon. I probably use this guy against Venusaur, honestly. So he's no good. We're going to move on. And then here is my Hundo Venusaur. This is a regular one. It's not... Is it Gigantamax? No, it's not. Okay, yeah, it's a regular one. As you can see, I don't Mega Evolve these guys because I already have the Hundos regular. I did give him max overgrowth. He has done a couple things for me. I've used him against Inteleon and stuff like that, but he's, you know, it's Venusaur, bro. Like, come on. As you can see, the problem with Venusaur, he doesn't get a fast poison attack, which I think would be nice. Like, give him acid or something. Is acid a fast attack in this game? I don't know. Give him a poison attack, and you could have 2 Venusaurs. You could have one that's strictly a poison attacker and one that's strictly fire. It's not fire, sorry, grass. But yeah, and of course I give him Frenzy Plant. Alright, so moving on. So this is my 98% Score Bunny. So this one is the one I would power up, if anything. But yeah, there's a reason why I don't power... Oops. There's a reason why I didn't power this guy up. Wait, where is it? Sorry, here we go. Yeah, I don't see the point because you have Charizard and other options. Score Bunny is a bad dude. Well, not Score Bunny. Cinderace is a bad dude. But if I don't have the Gigantamax like this, I don't really want to use it. If there's the option for Gigantamax, I want that instead. Alright, so here we go with Dynamax Corviknight. Now, we all know this guy has a Gigantamax and it's going to be a boss. This one, I don't remember. I used it more as a tank. I can't remember who it was. But we had a Pokemon that came out, and this was your best tank. It might have been Snorlax or something. You know, Sand Attack is a very fast meter charger, and Corviknight's a boss. Like, if you played Sword and Shield, you'd love you some Corviknight. I can't wait till the Gigantamax comes out so I can, you know... Remember, like, see, I didn't power up anything. I just did nothing but fast attacks with this guy because, yeah... he is a boss, and I think I put him to level 50. Yeah, well, not level 50, like level 47 or something. But he's good. He served a purpose. Alright, so now we have Blastoise. Which one is this one? This one is trash, and I used it for probably the same thing like I said before. At the early stages, used them for Charizard or something. Moving on. Okay, this one is funny. This is... How do you say his name? Passimian? Passimian, man, I cannot say the name. My bad. Yeah, he's more just there because he's shiny and I got him in a lucky trade and that was it. Like, I don't care. I don't use him for anything. Moving on. Latios. Another one I never used. Another one I never used. Oh my god, so many Latios. Come on. I keep these guys so I can do the transfer when we have the double XP or the double transfer candy for Spotlight Hour. So yeah, these guys are dookie. Like, this is like Lugia. I did get a shiny. And I think that's pretty much it for the Dynamax. See, the problem with Dynamax that it doesn't show the Gigantamax too. So you have to like put them both in. Oh, I got a lot of shinies for this guy. And yeah, that's pretty much it for those guys. None of these guys I use for anything. But let's look. Jeez. Yeah, a lot of these guys I don't use for anything. They're all done. Yeah, they're all weak. Anyways, let's put in Gigantamax. So Gigantamax. Alright. So now we're going into the fun stuff. So here's Gigantamax Pokemon. So here is my Machamp that I was talking about. This one is a 98% Gigantamax, right? You don't believe me? There you go. I use him instead of the, and as you can see, he's an attacker. I use him instead of the Dynamax one because he hits like a truck. And, you know, I wish he was a hundo, but he's 98% just as good. Now, this one is the Gengar I was using against Lugia. This Pokemon is strong as hell. It never steered me wrong. And as you can see, Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. Could have gave it Lick, but that's a legacy move. And I was not going to spend an Elite TM on Lick. So, yeah. This guy hit Lugia hard as hell. And I think he's a perfect Pokemon to have because he hits like a truck. Here is my Charizard. This is my 98% Charizard. And you know, a lot of times when you see like the max level like this, it's because remember when you start to get those research before like a Gigantamax came out and you had to like power up a move and all that? I would do it on these guys just for the hell of it because I don't want to waste resources, right? So here we go. As you can see, this guy got Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw. Now, the reason why I left it like that is because he still has G-Max Wildfire, so he's always going to have that fire attack move, right? Dragon Breath is more to power up the charge meter quicker. But G-Max Wildfire, like you can't switch it. That's why I like the Dynamax one too, because you could switch it to a flying move, right? Or a dragon move, or whatever move you want. But I like to change it to what their types are for the stab. Alright, so here's my Kingler, another 98. Kingler was good for a week, and then Inteleon came out and pushed him out. This was a trade. As you can see, he's got Mud Shot, but he does have G-Max Foam Burst because he's Gigantamax. He has water moves. His Gigantamax moves water, so like no matter what you do, you can't switch it. So I've used him for a little bit, and I don't use him anymore. Toxtricity is my first legit Gigantamax that I got. Remember, he was like the first one, and this is what you use Excadrill on. Like you murdered Excadrill. Sorry, you murdered with Excadrill when you're fighting Toxtricity. Now, this is another 98. Poison Jab doesn't matter. He still has a Gigantamax move. This guy was very helpful. At the beginning, I used him in a lot of battles, and I don't use him anymore. Like, at all. Like, I didn't use him against Lugia or anything. But he is a boss. I have good memories of this guy, and I'm never going to get rid of him. Here is my only Hundo Gigantamax, Blastoise. And I powered up all this stuff because I'm using it just for thing. I just put Rowlet on there just for the hell of it. I was fighting Star Raptors with him, and I was just using Rollout. Just for something different, because I don't like using the same thing over and over again. So, and I hardly even use him. I think I might have used him today against a Darmanitan, just randomly, just used him, knocked him out, and whatever. But yeah, this Blastoise, at one time he was like the biggest tank in the game, the strongest, right? So used him against Charizard. That's a boss right here. Then we have a Gigantamax Venusaur who has 14 attack. I know it doesn't matter, but this is why I won't power him up. But I keep him because he's cute. Look at that. He looks good. Yeah, I never use him because there's better options now. And then here is a 15, 15, 13 Rillaboom. Out of all the Rillabooms that I did when he came out, this was the strongest one I got. And I never use him. And I think that's it. That's a lot of Rillabooms. Let's go down. That's a lot. I never got a good Snorlax. Snorlax, though, was funny because I actually traded one to a friend of mine, and he got the Shundo. It was a shiny for shiny trade, and he got the Shundo, and I'm so sad I didn't get it. Would have been nice to get another Shundo. All these guys, they're all dookie. Every single one of them. I did get a Grimmsnarl. But I did get a 98% Grimmsnarl, but I never used him yet. And he's an XXL, so I'm keeping this guy, but I will use him eventually. I have no need because I have so much diversity with my Pokemon. But as you can see, this is pretty much my Laprases are all dookie. Like some of them I did save. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why I saved him. And you know, like, you know how Pokemon goes. This guy, I put him in the biggies group with an XXL. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like most of these guys are just for trades, especially shinies. Garbodor, got nothing but dookie. Butterfree, he's a 98. Don't use him. Yeah, like they just take up space, honestly. But eventually I will get rid of them. And also what I do too is not the Gigantamax, but a lot of my Dynamax, I will trade to Pokemon Home, like send the Pokemon Home, and I'll use them for playthroughs. So yeah. Anywho, I hope you had a paper and pen and you wrote this down. Those are the Pokemon I use, and I've had no issues with them. We are getting Snorlax again. It's coming back out in December sometime. So if you missed out on a good Snorlax, you can get it now. I will be using Machamps on him, and I will have my strong tanks taking the damage and, you know, doing whatever. But I hope this helps whoever needed to see what Pokemon to use. Like, honestly, I will show you one thing, and this is actually pretty funny. Dynamax and 4-star. Alright, I got this recently. This is my Hundo Routes. It's a boy, so I'm going to make it Gallade. Eventually, I'm going to power this guy up, make it Gallade, because, bro, it's Gallade. Like, I know Gardevoir is better, but if it's a boy, I'm making it Gallade. I don't even think you have the option to make it Gardevoir, do you? Gardevoir has to be a girl, huh? Was that always like that in Pokemon games? I swear it wasn't. Anywho, but yeah, this is my routes that I'm eventually going to turn to Gallade, and I will use it for something, because it's a Hundo. I'll probably use it against low levels, like probably destroy an Eevee with it. But yeah, this is a good Pokemon. I enjoy having this route. And, oh, see, here we go. There's my Hundo right here. I have a Hundo Chansey that I never powered up. I got this after I powered up the Blissey. Isn't that how it always goes? And, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, like and subscribe. Make sure you check out Nufftingz PokeZone, because that's where I do a lot of the Pokemon stuff. It's mostly gameplay and stuff like that. I really could love the support on there. And if you have anything you want to add to this video, comment down below. I'll be sure to read it and respond. And it's a great way to stay in shape. Anyways, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.